Hello, 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 hello. Come on in, come on in. This shall be a quick one. Also, I think it might, I don't think this is going through here. Let me just see. Oh, good. Hi, welcome in everybody. I'm checking audio. Hello, hello, hello. Learning to love. Welcome in. Let me just go to my settings really quick as I start this completely unprepared, but it's okay because it's okay. Let me see settings, audio. Okay. Check, 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 check. Hello, hello, check, check, check. Okay, maybe we'll see. Okay, I'm going to bring on Audit. Hello, Audit. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
See, it's out here. It's on the computer. This is not the right. Okay, let me go here.
Long time
One
no
sec.
see.
I'm using you as my
Need me to say hello, testing, testing.
yeah, exactly. Oh, let me put my phone on silent. Audio testing. Let's test this.
Testing, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3.
What if I did this into
Testing, testing. I can't hear you. No. No volume. No volume.
Okay. Check, check, check. Let's see. Is that
Check.
can you
Now I can hear you.
see? But it's on the computer. This is so okay. Keep talking.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
Long time no
see, it's not
see.
that. Sorry, guys. This is so freaking annoying. Okay, speaker. Let's try that. Okay, talk on it.
Hey, how are you? What's up? What's new?
Okay,
What did we do today?
keep going. Good. Check, 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 check.
Yeah, everything good today? Like, it looks like you had a busy day today.
Very strange. Okay,
Yes.
well, that's weird. Okay, it's going through the computer. So there's like no reason for me to have these in.
Okie dokie.
Because I'm basically just talking how to hear audit and you. Yeah, how does it sound, guys? This is so strange. So, but it's still going through the mic. So that's
Weird.
so weird. It's still like check, check. Like I can still hear myself. Hello? Yeah, I can still hear myself. But when you speak, it's coming out of my computer. And I literally go right now. I went right now to audio,
Mm-hmm.
microphone, and speaker, and I put the Shure microphone. Okay, test it.
Hello, how are you? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Still playing on. It's still playing on the computer. Oh well. It is what it is. It is. At least there's no echo or anything. Okay, good. Well, I'll just have these in pretending like I'm using them. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is just a quick update. First of all, we did a bunch of meetings today,
Mm-hmm.
right?
We did quite a few.
It's so weird that I'm hearing you here. Okay, I can't get over it. Okay, I will. I'm like, oh, hello.
I'm in your computer.
Yeah. Here, maybe I can just turn you up. Hopefully it won't let me know, guys, if if the audio's echoey or anything like that, and I'll just figure this out. And anyways, this will be a quick one. But so today we went to the police commission in the morning. Audit, thank you again for always just being somebody I know. I'm like, I was thinking, I was gonna have to go to the police commission by myself. That would have been the first time I think that I went by myself to the police commission.
Yeah, no,
So,
glad.
anyways, and so when you said you could make it, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. I was happy. I was happy you can make it too, because it's like, I always happy when you go. It's always way more impactful to have somebody who actually has been through what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's wild. And today I actually brought, let me show you guys. The freaking stack is right here. I mean, I might as well get this out, right?
Yeah, and that was impressive. I think everybody felt that because I know chat was like, "Wow!" Like everyone was like, "Wow!" Like everyone felt your presentation today.
Yeah, I thought I'm getting better. But then the microphone was trying to fucking beat me up. Anyway, so I came in with this stack, just this stack. Somebody's took my Blown for Good book, and I'm missing, not took, I've loaned it to people, so definitely, I just haven't gotten back yet. I brought this to the police commission. This is so funny. This is when
Yep.
I go to the things to give the Child X book to all the city officials. I will properly with like a white
Yes. I can't wait.
golden striped napkin. Like, here you are from Jamie Mustard, messenger from Jamie Mustard. Anyway, so I brought these books to the police commission, and I basically was saying, like, you know, all this PTSD and all this stuff isn't just my voice. This is happening for so long. This has been being covered up and fucking been all this abuse and the manufacture of it, like how it was all created and made and how it's continued for so long. That's like the voice I feel like I'm being, and I'm trying to make that clear to them. Like, this isn't just me being like, oh, I want to get my dad out. You know, it's not, it is about that, because obviously that's where the heart pulls. That's where I'm affected emotionally by, but it's all of the parents. It's all of the Sea Org members that don't have kids. Like, either way, they're still being abused and on literal jail schedule. So anyways, my thing is, I think that getting I'm not pecking, but like kind of getting into the Scientology organization in whatever way. I have my story with the LAPD, you know, my personal police report, but there's many other ways that I can also, because I was an internal member, and I do know the routines, and I know you guys see it when we're protesting. I'm able to kind of be like, oh, this is RTC, or these are some or these are auditors, or this is a public, or whatever it is. Even calling out people that I knew as as supervisors, or as my teachers, or parents of my fellow slave child freaking, you know, cadet experience with. Like, so wow, I'm getting sidetracked. So I brought these books, and I basically called each one out, and I'll go there with the next one, and or maybe I'll, you know, pull a chapter or two of something that really is about LAPD specifically, and pull the story, just a story, and tell them, like, here, I'm reading you like, this is important. And one thing I did realize that I felt really good about is that I'm able to share the evidence with the police, and I have every right to be and feel the PTSD, but not only for me, for other people who don't have this. I'm used to like going on the stage and singing and being in front of people. Like, I've gotten comfortable with that. Like, so it is so hard for people in general in this society to own and use their voice. And if I'm going to do it, I'm trying to do it better, but at least I can go up shaking. I can go up with PTSD. I can go up with 6 books, you know, like, I can do whatever and explain other people's stories as well, and say, we all didn't have that voice. We all didn't have the voice. These are the books. These are the evidence. These are their stories. They would be here with me saying the exact same thing, only in their words. Like, so yeah, I'm really trying to just really use the work that other people have done in the community already, and really, like, because I can't do this alone. We can't do this alone, and we're not doing it alone. Like, Audit, you freaking have been supportive. There's so many people on so many levels that have been supported. So it's not just me alone. Oh, I'm telling my story and finally doing something. Nope, it's everybody. So yeah, so I went there with the books, and that felt really good. And then to really, you know, be able to be like, the evidence has been here. This has been going on for 50 plus years. These are books from people that were born and raised in this, you know, and they were the 30-year-old. They're the, you know, we thought they were the you know, older adults when they were 30 in the 80s or whatever it is, you know? So like they know what they saw. A 30-year-old mind knows what they saw. They saw, you know what I mean? So it's so amazing that I have all these little like booklets of just truth and purity from all of these people's viewpoints that were born and raised in this. And honestly, I'm always like, a book, that sounds so fucking annoying, like having to put a book. But it's honestly like the way that certain people have actually, like even Amy's book, like it's like not that hard to read, but like, look, like we cannot say that the photos that we see here, once they start like joining the Sea Org and all this, like the uniforms and all this start to look awfully familiar, you know, like this could be a picture of me and my uncle, and you know, like the uniforms and all of this. This is the mind control, and these were the executives doing it at the time. Like, you know what I mean? This is what all of these meetings are all coming from. This is what all of these things. So, and not just Amy, everybody's books, you know, and it just feels really good to be able to address it like with the city, and to be able to take it legally, and to be able to even give the LAPD back their power if they have any, you know what I mean? Like give it back to them. Like, look, yeah, if this is uncomfortable and fucking annoying, and you know, you really have problems dealing with Scientology, then see it for what it is. So I really feel good about that. And yeah, and so what we're doing is we're reporting the, you know, the working on the city public sidewalks, things like that. Public works, we're sending in. Now what we need to do is send in the actual, like basically YouTube live, the links, video, footage, timestamps. Please make this easy for me. I will be working on this for the next, you know, 3 hours or so. So I will be literally putting timestamps. It can be a 10-second timestamps, guys. Timestamps, because there will be many a time stamped. So what I will need is just, if you have the video, or you know of, if you're helpful, and you like, if you have your own channel and you want to be helpful to me in this specific thing, because I'm working on it tonight in the next 3 hours, I would love to be able to get anybody being like, oh yeah, here I have timestamps. Here are the YouTube. They must be active. If you send me a video link or a YouTube link, which I know you guys are way too smart, you wouldn't do this. I'm just putting it out there. If you send me a YouTube link with the link, then please make sure it's active, and then just send the link and say timestamp 1 minute and 38 seconds ish. You don't even have to be precise. I'll look it up and find it. Put the link there. And just maybe you put in, like, you know, young people working on the sidewalk, or whatever you observed when you filmed it. That would be helpful. Or Sea Org members getting off the bus. I do have a bunch of already. Dan Walks, Kat. I do have the video that OSA privacy striked, which we are also dealing with. We got a lot going on behind the scenes. So, yeah. I think I said all of that main stuff of what we need help on, and all of this ties into all of this. So we're reporting this, yeah, wherever it goes. It either goes to Public Works, or it goes to ADA if it's like, you know, elderly health issue. I mean, it doesn't even have to be elderly. Anybody can be ADA. And so I just want to, it shouldn't, like, you shouldn't have a building on Fountain that allows members or non-members, or whatever you're going to call them, Sea Org members, freaking indentured slaves to Scientology, whatever way that may be, whether you're in the Sea Org, on staff, or a Scientologist. There should be access to people who have disabilities and aren't able to go into a building. Otherwise, don't invite them in the building. Don't. Otherwise, what if somebody falls down the chair, which could easily happen? There's so much footage of this, and this is why we're documenting this. Why we have been documenting this. I'm like, I'm like, I've got a plan, guys. Can you help me? So yeah, So I just want to be clear, and then I'll let you talk. I feel like I'm talking like a million miles per hour right now, because I do want to make this quick, and I want to get on it, and I'm very excited. and I want to be clear about what I want, and I want to be clear about how you're sending it, so I don't feel overwhelmed. It's just a simple, here, let me pop up my email really quick. You can email it directly to me right here, laurafmmusic@gmail.com. And just, again, say, you know, whatever it is, older Sea Org members at the medical building, bus, you know, Sea Org buses by the AB. And I also want to be very clear. I myself am working on this right now for Los Angeles specifically, California specifically. So I'm not doing Clearwater or any of that yet. Maybe I'll get there. But right now I'm handling LA, Laura Anderson way. Okay. So this is specifically for California, including the missions. You know, there's Ventura, the Valley orgs, all of that. Anything with Sea Org members' behaviors, okay, their routines, schedules, things like that. Tig, thank you, Tig. Tig and I are going to be updating my website as well, and we're going to make it all awesome and amazing. It's already awesome and amazing, but we're going to re-pump it up so it's really easy and stuff like that. They just reminded me. Okay. So again, to be very clear, email me here. Audit, do you have anything that you want to add in that they should also be sending to me?
Yeah, I would say anything. Well, Ventura is not going to be LAPD. I would say make it LAPD area because we go to LAPD.
Wait, can I pause you before? Because
Sure.
I want to say that one of the main examples and consistencies I want is consistency of Sea Org members' routines. I definitely need the, you know, ADA and the working on city public streets, things like that. And security guards. What's the proper word? I keep like corralling, but you know, we're not animals, right? We're not, whatever. I'm just, well, it is that. Anyways,
Well,
it should be any.
they're not supposed to be patrolling outside of their property.
That's
Anything
what
that is reportable to, because we're talking to, you know, we're talking
But I want to be clear about what's reportable, because that's where people feel like they're not needed or their information isn't needed.
All right, well, let's go through it.
The abuses of Scientology means them working. I want just routines, because also I'm putting in my report a very clear example of what the schedule and the life is of a Sea Org member, an average life and stuff like that. So to really be clear about why I'm showing them a busload of Sea Org members coming off the bus at 1 a.m. or people trimming the bushes or painting the, you know, blue buildings or fixing sprinklers at 3 a.m. or gardening, Sarah Gualteri, you know, picking the roses, or the EPFers on the sidewalks. We need all of this because this shows patterns. It shows the patterns of the Sea organization. It shows the acceptance level of security and what they do enforce and what they don't enforce, and where their attention is when protesters, so to speak, come around, or people doing real auditing of Scientology. When they come around, it really shows what happens. What does a security guard do when there's Scientologists outside? What do they have them do? Not only Scientologists, but what do they have workers do? What do they have the people in the indentured slave servant organization, the Sea organization? What do they have them do? And how do they have them speak and talk to people and react to things? And catching all this really explains and shows an average day of a Sea Org member, including but not limited to these moments of catching them, you know, not being able to go up the stairs. And this includes Scientologists. If they're on course, or you know, filmed it knowing they were Scientologists, it's to show the care level and the legal health care level of elderly, and, you know, how they feel and what their beliefs are about that and about psychiatry and mental health care. And then it's to show the pattern of even young Sea Org members. This doesn't matter, just the behaviors, the repetitiveness of the life of being in the hellhole of the Sea Org. So that's what I'm going to get. If there's anybody that I can, you know, I guess to not have to be able to work so hard, or I don't know, like, Scientology also abuses not only their members to be working on the sidewalks and doing the gardening and making it look all pretty and great, but they're only getting paid $47 a week. We know this, but they also use it as a tactic as two things. The PR, it's got to look really pretty and great. So they're not just doing it for themselves. Like Sarah Gualteri's not just picking roses, like, because she's like, oh, this is well, yeah, it's her freedom for a moment, but she's still being controlled. And this is what we want to show. We want to show that they have to have permission. Everything's on a schedule, that there is no outside thought or decisions of their own. And therefore, if they're told you cannot go to the doctor or you cannot report things to authority, that makes more sense now to the outside authorities. They can understand, oh, this is what's happening. Oh, they don't want the EPFers to be seen working on city properties. So now security is making them slam down their tools and run inside so that they can't be captured on camera. Things like that. So I'm going to be putting that all together. Okay, go on it. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Things that will really help a lot is basically what Laura's saying. Like, what is they are concerned. I know they are about the wages, used on public grounds. Now you could say, well, oh, if they're sweeping the street or whatever, that's what people do. They take care of their property. No, residents take care of their property. Homeowners take care of their property. But these people they're doing it not as residents. They're doing it as workers on a schedule, being told what they have to do. And people have to get that through their head. It's just not just, oh, here I'm a Scientologist. I just feel like sweeping the street because I want our thing to look nice. No, that's their job. And it's illegal. It's illegal for them to work on any street and even to maintain it because they have an art permit to maintain it. So they are required to maintain that street. That's their job, but they're not allowed to do it at the wages that they are. And that's where the city is, they are looking at a huge liability. And so I know we have to push that liability issue. We're trying to help you, City of LA. We're trying to help prevent a massive lawsuit. We're trying to prevent you from being sued. We're trying to, help fix this. And because you didn't know, we got it. You didn't know. But now we're telling you. So we need to show them because some are more visual. So we really need, like I would say, number one is them working on public streets, whether it's building the sets for their festivals, whether it's tearing it down, whether it's maintaining it, the groundsman, and not stuff on so much on their property, because they're allowed to make those wages on their property. They're volunteers legally, technically, religious volunteers, but that doesn't exist. That's not an exception for public streets and right of ways, which includes sidewalks. So
and I just
really
want to
focus
add
on
one
that.
of the main reasons that mine and audits we're a good little team here. But why our attention specifically is on this is because there's not many ways that we can really even expose Scientology in their corruption because they've sealed it up purposely. And that's part of the behavior and the safe pointing into the city and all that. So if it's as simple as don't let them work getting $47 a week on our civil rights property on our land, if you're going to seclude yourself from society and not follow the common laws, then you're not legally allowed to do that on even a foot of the sidewalk. And that's why this is important. And honestly, when I was in the Sea Org, I would have loved to have somebody like me and our community being able to be like, nope, they're not allowed on, thank God. Honestly, it would be like they would have to figure out more things. It just would feel like, oh, good, we don't have to work as much out there. Or, oh, good, look at the area looks so nice. They got outside professionals to do the gardening, things like that. I mean, at this rate,
or they're going to crumble like they did with the movie in the TV studio and pay the fair wages. That's what they did there because the unions there pushed it as well. And they crumbled and they pay their Sea Org members making movies and TV shows the fair wages at this point. So at the end of the day, it could be just that Odo makes the fair wage and the guy vacuuming or, whatever he's doing on the street that he's going to make fair wages. It's a start. Yeah. It's a pushback against what they're doing. The other second thing I would say is very important is the security. They do not have a contract to work security on that street. They do have an R permit, so there may be a little bit of murkiness as far as since they are but I don't believe that they when I read the contract they're not contracted to protect and provide security for the street. It's just to maintain, make if there's anything that goes wrong, they have to replace the bricks, they have to make sure it's, clean or whatever. But so they're not contracted to do that, and they're not allowed to work for slave wages either on the street. So they would have to stay, and that's why I tell them, like, hey, you can't, you have to go inside unless they're paying you full wages. And see, that's something we can report to BSIS, and and
And I
say that.
also, I keep leaning to the mic as if it's doing anything. Um, I would also, pulled this comment back up again. Thank you, Super Weekend Warriors. They said, I would say security officers escorting parishioners away while controlling their ability to express civil rights, right? Because
Very
they're even
true.
telling
Yes.
them, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them,
Yes.
even when
You
they
can't
do
do
want to
that.
talk to us.
Right. But
And
and a lot of it's just contractual. Like with the city, when it comes to the city, and they're going to be, you have to look at what would be the liability for the city. The city say, oh, they might be like nasty of them to say, hey, don't talk to them. That might be nasty, but they're going to say, does that, are we going to be liable for that? Can we be sued? They're going to be sued for stuff like contract, like people, that they don't have a contract and they're knowingly working on streets for no wages, like stuff like that could get the city sued. So anything you feel that could prevent, that you want to show the city, hey, they're going, this can get you sued, and it's like, well, let us help you prevent these issues, and that's what we're trying to do. And of course, to wake them up, we want them to get it, but we need to actually focus on, really focus, I mean, on the things that the city would have a special vested interest. Now, the state of California would have a vested interest in the BSIS. That's a state thing, but it's just important because, you're dealing
BSIS,
with security. The BSIS, the Bureau of, I can't think of it, Investigative
sanitation.
Services.
Oh,
It deals with all the people with the their car, the guard cards. Everyone that's a guard, they all have to register through BSIS. That's how, like, when Ted does something stupid, I would report him, and I have however, like, at least one sustained complaint against him. So we can report Odo and all them. We can report Scientology for putting out uh you know guards out in the street, and they're not contracted to be out there. They need to be on their property. And when they are out there, say they have a permit, so they're allowed to be there, right? When they have a permit, they're allowed to provide security, like we were for, Father's Day, where we had to provide security. So they're okay then, but they still have to be paid wages, the fair prevailing wage. There's no religious exemption when you're working on the streets. So these things have become the liability issues are what you really want to deal with. And that's why I know, like, when I'm there, they're not really patrolling anymore.
kind of,
They're leaving. They're
kind of. I
for the
mean, there's
most part,
still
right? They came out the other day,
the other
but
day. No, they were literally chasing it. Oh, did you get a phone call or something?
yeah. Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah,
okay?
it was just it's doing a little
Yeah,
feedback.
yeah. Um I exited out. I didn't answer it, but yeah. I mean,
Well,
but
Ganja
they
just said, I just found video of them using a forklift on the public road at night. Are they allowed to do that?
no,
Ganja, we're not sure, but I don't think so. But
no.
also, that would be, for example, that would be something for sure. If you could clip it and send it to me, or if it's on a video that's not uploaded, or you have it separately, you can just send me that clip of the video, so it's not such a long thing.
That stuff's really good because
Yeah,
also if
because it shows patterns again.
there's two other things I want to address too. If you're seeing them do OSHA regulation mistakes, like they're say on a crane, going up in a crane, and they don't have a safety harness or helmet, things that look like they break safety protocols, even on their property, those things are
Yep.
very important. Also things that, and we have to, we should have looked, I guess, on the building and safety website. There's different things that they need to get inspected, if even if they have an event on their property, and that's anything that's 12 feet over, like that slide is 12 feet, or any stage that's 30 inches off the ground. Those things need to be inspected. They have not been getting inspections. So any of that kind of evidence where you're seeing,
Or if they're
anything
even
12
if they're
feet.
working when they're like putting up the poles, putting up scaffoldings, anything like that,
Yes.
even if it's on their property
Yes.
in the parking lots, I would like that, period, no matter what, because that on my end shows again it allows me to explain and show details of internal thinkings and doings of a Sea Org member. And it doesn't matter if they're an old lady doing it, and it doesn't matter if they're a strong young, whatever. Um, it's all work. It's all that they're doing this 24/7. But what can we put back on the city? How can we give the city back their power by telling them no? Like the city being like, no, this is not okay. This violates what we are literally positioned here to make sure doesn't happen.
Let me jump in with that. Even with that scaffolding, okay,
Yeah.
there has to be inspections, and they're not getting
And
inspections. I've
proper,
been
right.
checking.
Even,
So
yes, and even
yes,
with the forklift stuff, there's certain things like certain people are, if there's a forklift around, there's like helmet, I don't know the exact things, but
yes,
you have to have helmets. And if there's scalp, you have to have everybody around, no matter if you're a worker or not, is supposed to be wearing helmets, things like
and
that.
they
You
have
have
to be
to
paid
be
full wages.
certified, right? And paid full wages. And you have to be certified. There's certain things that Sea Org members are doing in the parking lots and all of that stuff that, like, legally, even on when they have their permits, even if they have the street closed for the permit. I know you specifically talk about this a lot. Even if they have streets closed for the permit, they are not allowed to be now working on the sidewalks in the street for the event, even if it's to put up a curtain.
Not for their wage. They have
Not
to be
for
paid prevailing
$47 a week.
wages,
It
even
needs
with the
to be
permit.
minimum wage. Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to
On
be
their
very clear about
property,
that.
different. On their property, they can do it. On
Right.
city property, they cannot. There is no exemptions. And so we really need to, but on their property, anything is over 12 feet or 30 inches off the ground, that again, they have to be paid prevailing wages because that's considered construction, and has to have safety protocol, and it has to be permitted and inspected, and it has not been. I know that. And so like the things that just always think of, like, what's the most liability for the city, because we want to, we're going, like, we're helping you protect yourself, and at the very least, hopefully they push back on Scientology to, like, even just pushing them to abide by the law is more than that what they can handle. They're used to calling the shots, and now when the city's saying no, you don't call the shots anymore, it's turning the situation around, and they're losing steam, and they're leaving themselves open to liability and lawsuits. And because look, they, with the planters, um and that's how, like, what we were doing was really powerful, because they, even though they did not were not allowed to do it, they were told to remove it, and they didn't. They hired that big shot lawyer to fight it, right? So they're trying to fight, and they're like thinking that, oh, they're going to prevail, they can keep them there while they fight it. That's what they felt. And so, but that we pushed so hard, and the city's like, no, you're going to have a hearing, you have to pay these fines. And they finally relented and paid the fines, and then, and then finally removed them. But so they're not used to that kind of pushback from the city, but the pushback from the city's coming from our pushback on the city. So the more we have visual, that they see it and they get it and they see it over and over and over again, like,
Just,
they
and
can't
that's
deny it.
exactly how, yeah, they can't deny it. And that's exactly how they infiltrated to begin with, is they just slowly, slowly took positions, paid people off, started donating. Good PR here. Da 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 da. Thank you guys. I'm getting emails already. I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
I love that. But
Yes.
yeah, so we're undoing, just like sewing and undoing. We're just undoing all of it,
We're
and
showing
super.
it. We're bringing the receipts right here's, and we're showing you, and you can't deny what you see. And that, and I think maybe sometimes the city didn't even know the law. They may have not really been aware that there's no religious exemption, because everyone's like, oh, it's, the church, it's the church. No, there's no religious exemption. So like that is, and they said that Mr. Mosey was like, It's a concern, like it's getting, I know this stuff's being talked about, and I know
Yeah.
they're making concessions, and right now, because they don't want to be sued. That would be a massive lawsuit, especially if somebody got
And it
hurt.
opens up it just like what we're doing, just with City Works, City Hall, and the Police Commission and Public Works. We're just getting at them like, hey, hey, police, did you investigate these child abuse claims? No, no. Are you even interested? Like, we're just going like, how do we get you to do your job? There's always going to be
Yep.
something so important in LA. Like, there's a lot of fucking crime going on. So how do we get you to do your job when it's being slowly done? The crime of Scientology is being slowly done and very viciously. So there are deaths in Scientology. There are sexual assaults in Scientology. There are cover-ups of all kinds of things in Scientology. So therefore, allowing Scientology and its members and the policies of L. Ron Hubbard to exist in this planet allows those things to happen because they cover it up. That is the duty of Scientology, to free people mentally of these horrific acts that they're doing, and then allowing them to become auditors or trained CSs who can confront anything. It literally activates and excuses pedophilia, rape, tax fraud, fucking everything that the rest of the world disagrees with, or the United States, from what I've learned.
Yeah.
That these are laws that we as humans have all come to say, okay, no matter what, these things should never fucking be happening. And it is happening. So I really love that. Audit, you've taught me so much. So many people in the community have taught me so much. And there's so much more easy, cool, smart, intelligent ways to take down Scientology and expose all these crimes, and to really do it right for us, for me, for all the kids, for everybody, to do it right, not just like half-ass, like to really be like, no, guys, look, we're getting
Yeah.
justice for this. Fuck that. No
Yes.
fucking way. No other family should have this sort of disconnection feeling. Regular Scientologists shouldn't have this feeling that, oh, I can't talk to Megan, can't talk to Megan Anderson. Oh, hi, Megan. Oh, yeah, I know you're an SP. Like, what the fuck is that? That's such
Crazy.
manipulative control.
And well, the
That's
best
not
way,
freedom.
with the, like, say the police say, oh, okay, there's 5 crimes, who do I look at? The sad thing is that money's what talks, and with the city, they're always looking at liability, and when you can really open up their eyes that you are going to be liable, this is going to cost you money, and it's going to cost you your election, type of that kind of thing. That's how you get them to listen, and they are listening. This wage thing, I'm telling you, it's and then we need to ride that momentum right now and get them to not approve their Halloween permit. We need to ride them right now and say, if you give them their Halloween permit, and I want to push for the Christmas one too, even though that one's on their thing, but they're going to have to say, if they're working on anything with the city, like that parade, anything, it's not volunteer, they're working, they have to do wages. Like, we have to push that they don't get the stuff anymore, because then we have to, then we could just film them and say, hey, look, you allowed this. This is against the law. You know it's against the law, and you permitted it. You gave a permit, and that's what we had to keep doing until they
Yeah.
say, yeah, we're going to be liable. We don't want that anymore.
And another thing I'm just attaching again to this is that when we say we're doing the little steps, like it doesn't seem like a big deal when we're saying revoke L. Ron Hubbard Way's permit. Revoke
Yeah.
it. You know why? Because it'll open up it'll turn it back into North Berendo Street, and it'll open up that whole street where it's actually existing and owned and used by the city, by the members, by people, by Scientology. But the reason they got a brick road and all of this all lines up to Scientology secluding them away from the city and the rules and the laws of society. They think they're
Yeah.
above the laws. They constantly, every day, are breaking the laws on a daily basis. And then not only that, the internal members have no idea. And I swear to God, this is something that you just don't, you can't take out of or put into a Sea Org member's mind as fast as we all wish we could, they don't even understand the updated current laws of life. They do not, and not just with health. And that's a lot, okay? There's so much neglect, mental health, physical health, even in my own family in the Sea organization, okay? There's so much neglect and so much abuse, but it doesn't look that way purposely because they don't want, obviously, you to see that as the representation of Scientology. But what do we see? We see the Sea Org members. We see their routines. We see their schedules. We see the security guards patrolling the area on the public city streets, telling them where to go, what to do, who to not talk to. Put down the roses, put down the bushes, put down the brushes, put down your brooms, take the wheelbarrow, put it aside and run inside. You know what, you know how long they've been doing this shit for? Since forever, since the Int Ranch days, when children, how many times I've said this on my live stream about the Int Ranch stories, how many times kids had to run inside to get undercover so that there was no way that they could explain or see children working and doing slave abusive work. Children, so it didn't matter if we were being paid. And what were we being paid? $7 if you were not in the governess cadet out ethics group that I was in almost the whole time I was at the ranch. You don't get paid because you're lower conditions. So yeah, so all this is very important. It's been going on forever, and the details of being able to film and catch these films. Thank you. I love this. I'm literally getting email after email.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I took photos of my room after 4 extra people were moved in. I'll have to check if I still have them, an old device somewhere. Yes, please, Catherine Olson. And feel free to call me, Catherine. I would love to talk to you because I have 2 questions for you, but also I have questions just on random seer names and people like that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That was pretty good, right? I feel like we kind of,
yeah, I think we got
very clear about that. So I'm going to be working on this. We'll be working on this for definitely the next 2 hours, 3 hours, just collecting the links, kind of labeling them and having them ready to go into an email or a spreadsheet where I can just send it to whoever I need to. And then, yeah.
We're taking away their excuses. The city will have no excuse at this point. Like
exactly.
They can, they can't say they didn't know. They can't say, oh, we didn't see it. That, and I would say, where the one guard admitted to in court documents about making 47, like that'd be a good thing to stick in there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything that can prove, and just testimony, whatever like that. But anything to show where they're not obeying the laws, even if you catch them where they're not, even with the sidewalk, they have to have it open where they don't have it open. Those things matter. Anything that breaks their permit, the fire lane. I mean, I'm sure they have like that stuff by now, but still, it doesn't hurt to throw in a clip of that.
I think it was Ashley or somebody. I don't know if it was Ashley. Somebody caught them painting the red curb, the fire red curb.
They can't do that.
It's the same paint that they're using outside on L. Ron Hubbard Way. So it's like, I mean, the city should be doing that. Scientology should not be painting the red curbs.
Well, with the R permit, they do have, like, their job is to maintain it, but do they have permission to have a red line?
But
that's the question, and I don't believe they do.
And here's my other question attached to what you're saying. Would that cancel out the whole permit if it violates the law? If somebody is now working for $47 a week painting on the Red City property, doesn't that violate the law of worker?
It does, and it's revocable. And that's what, when I was talking to Mr. Mosea, like he was saying, like, yeah, R means revocable. He goes, they are revocable. And, so it's not like we can't eventually get it on. And that's what we have to push for too. Get that on the agenda. We want it on the agenda. We want it revoked. And just keep sending. And if and then maybe weekly, We just need to keep sending them more info. Here's more. We're saying this is happening. Look, it's still happening. And just say we want it revoked. And we have to really be loud, and just say we want this. That's the main thing now. Remove the revocable permit and no more permits for their special events. Get rid, no, do not give them for October, for this, any of them, any of these, they have to stop and cease all
Yeah.
of them until they prove that these people are being paid full wages. No, it's not even minimum wage, it's prevailing wages. And that they are abiding by all the laws and rules, including, like, I don't want to take that excuse of like, oh, well, we could still get the fire truck in, you have to slow down and zigzag. But no, it says open fire lane, period. End of
Period.
discussion.
Right. And that's crazy that even it took us a minute to realize that, like, that shouldn't, like, why was the answer even acceptable that they said, oh, we have the direct line to security? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's
No,
crazy.
no way. Like, so this is why it is important when we did, the whole planter thing, and why we're requesting to revoke the R permit, that the temporary permit that they have, that is easily revocable,
It is.
because they have to be paying their insurance on it, and they also cannot be violating it by having their indentured servants working on city property, maintaining their,
Yep.
you know,
Can't break the
shit.
law.
Yeah.
And then we have to remember too, we have a lot of new people. Like, we have a brand new public works board. It's not the same one that we started with, that were more entrenched in maybe with the Scientology and fair gaming. We have a new board that started, every last one of these people that's on the public works, their first day all the way to today, they heard from audit and they heard from others, like that. There's not one person there that spent one day that did not hear from us. Same thing with the chief. We have a new chief. There's not one day as chief that he did not hear from us. So we're getting all these new people that from their first day on their position, they have been consistently hearing about the abuses. Now with city council, they've been there for a while, but there's still a couple new ones too, like Nazarian and there's another one. I forget her name, but since day one, of their taking seat, they've been hearing about Scientology. So the more, as we get more people, new people, maybe the next election, we get maybe a new mayor, some council people, whatever. We have to, from the beginning, train them correctly. And now but we still have even though it's a new fire interim chief, he's an old one, and I think he's pretty safe pointed. So, whatever. But we just got to keep working. Eventually, hopefully, they get a new fire chief, and then we just deal with them. And, and so, like, getting new blood in is helping too, I believe.
Yeah. And just, I think the community also wants to be like, okay, cool, what are we working on now? And I like that, because to really be like, okay, look, like, and it really all comes from the heart. We're like, okay, we see these old people, they're working, even people who've never known what the C organization is or Scientology. They're like, wow, why are they so hunchback? And why are they work all the time. He's wearing the same uniform. There's so many just normal civilized things that aren't even happening for Sea Org members, and people on the outside, this world, they're literally like, oh, that guy looks really, washed out. He looks completely drained. I wish there's so many indicators of the abuse happening, and because it's going slow, and because they have part of the abuse is that they have to engrave in the elderly and in any member, part of your EPF training is to always maintain good PR. Good PR for Scientology. Keeping Scientology working is number one. So it's a complete hypnotic, manipulative, mind controlling, abusive, law breaking criminal organization hiding behind the status of a religion. And that's just for tax purposes, because technically they ain't no religion.
No. And oh, another news that I mean new that we have too. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in, but the captains, it's like it's hitting the higher ups, okay? Because we just got a replacement of both Hollywood Division and Northeast Division, the captains. They are gone, and we have new captains. So we need to break them in. We need to safe point that, not say, I hate using that word, safe point, but you know what I mean? We have to unsafe point them, or we just teach them from the beginning. They're going to hear from the beginning because they're new too. And so somewhere we are being heard. We are that they are scrambling to do something, and they, you know, they know there's a liability issue. I believe they realize it. And so let's get the new captains on board, you know, so all this stuff can go to the new captains. We go, like, we went to the CPAP meeting. It was interesting, and we saw little Janet go running right to her slow and give him a hug to let us all know that, you know, they, you know, that's her buddy. And I confronted him about that afterwards. I'm like, hey, you're supposed to be neutral. And he goes, well, I'm working on it. I'm trying to be. I'm like, you know, that's not comforting to me to hear that you're trying to be. Like, seriously, you know, like, you're not her cop. You're not her police. You're the
Right.
community. You're all of our cop.
And he's
Eh,
not there to please her. It's like your job
No,
isn't to please somebody.
exactly. I say you need to
You're a
distance
police
yourself.
officer, not a police officer.
Exactly. Please. But you know, it's not like she can't give him a hug, whatever, but it was so obvious and manipulative. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
And you know, and so that's, you know, and so he just needs to, you know, like, they need to just keep hearing it. So going to the CPABs, going, you know, it's a lot of going, it's a lot of meetings, it's a lot of talking, it's, you know, same talking points over and over again, but it's through the repetition, just constant repeating and repeating, that, you know, we get somewhere, because they need to hear it until it's like in their ear and down into their souls, and that they can hear it at night. Like, I'm hoping that, you know, President Kang and all them, they probably go to sleep and turn around in 3 in the morning and they can hear us doing our public speaking. That's what I want. That's the effect I want to have. You know, it's like, you
Yeah.
know, but then
Yeah.
maybe we'll get somewhere. Well, we are getting somewhere. There's a, come on, like, how last year that street was shut down almost the entire year, like, maybe 8 months out of the entire year. There was no breaks. It's only been shut down for several days this whole year. Hardly, I think Easter, I think it was done maybe 2 days, and was it even maybe 4th of July? There was like only like maybe 2 or 3 days that it was even shut down, where before it was endless for months.
Yeah.
That's
And
huge.
YRB, I wasn't saying I when I said they have painted all of the red on L. Ron Hubbard, whatever parts those are, and all around. Ashley has footage of somebody inside on their outside on the other side of the blue building where they're painting the red curb. So they're the ones, what I'm saying is painting all the red around L. Ron Hubbard Way, around the blue, around even their own Sea Org dorm buildings and stuff like that. That's a normal thing that they think is acceptable,
So
which
I
is
think they
not.
put those fake parking signs there. I don't think those signs are legit, because I believe if the city put those signs there, they would have been ADA compliant with their height and everything, and they're not. I think that they got it, and I think they put it in them themselves. And the city can't prove to me at all that they can't prove. No one can prove that that is a no parking street. There's absolutely no evidence of it so far that anyone can provide. I believe that they just did it. They had it like for a year, they had no parking on Friday nights. And I think they just took the sign and ran with it and painted the curb and, you know, and just took it.
Yeah, which they do. They'll slowly just, take over, infiltrate, slowly just infiltrate. Okay, so yeah, that's the update. That's what we're working on. That's what I'll be doing for the next 2 hours. Putting these links together and just sorting out, letting my brain just like organize and sort out all these things. It's ridiculous. They can just do whatever they want. It's insane. Well, that's what we're changing. That's the
Mhm.
belief, but they don't have that power because they just haven't heard no. No, you can't do that. No, that's
Mhm.
illegal. No, you don't have a permit. No. So
And we can say
Or
it doesn't have to be the city saying it. We say it.
yeah, we
Go
tell
back,
them,
go in. Like
Odo, stop.
you can't work here. Yeah.
Stop working on the sidewalks, Odo. Stop working. You know, the security guards, not only are they, you know, controlling their staff and their members and telling them to go inside and tell them what to do, no matter the age, you know, but they also themselves are working, patrolling, security guarding on the public sidewalks, on the streets. So all of that, it seems small. It's super important. If you guys have the clips, again, please email them as soon as you can to me right now so that I can add them to my brain. Once you email me them, just know, thank you. I've done it. I've grabbed them. I'm on. Going to put everything in order and then go from there. Oh, yeah. And
Can't hear you.
is this now going
Yeah.
on?
Now I
You
can
can
hear
hear
you.
me?
Now I can. Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe the mic. Oh, okay. Can you hear me right now?
Yes. Yeah. No. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. You cannot? You can hear me.
I can now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I was saying maybe it was this that I was like, but I found out more. Thank you for the person who emailed me about this. The International Peace Day is actually 2 days or something before this. So they're just really using this day and milking it completely on a different date and having other people from different cultures come in and talk and do speeches. So we'll be on that. In the meantime, we'll be putting together all this footage of Sea Org members, the EPFers working, anything having to do with Sea Org members and their routines, their schedules, and all that. The elderly abuse, them walking, you know, the walkers, any of that kind of footage where Scientology, where you've basically been live streaming, please email them to me. And if you can, please put the timestamp and like maybe a quick sentence of what you're seeing in the video or whatever, so I can organize it all. And again, this is for Los Angeles area specifically. California, I think, is okay in general in terms of, I guess, Hemet. For me, I'm doing like Hemet, Gold Base, The Ranch, Los Angeles. Anything in the Los Angeles County area. So yeah, please let me know. Send me the clips. Thank you so much, Audit. We did good today. We did a police commission meeting. We then went and did another talk at City Hall, and then you did another one later.
Well, you did two at City Hall, right? We did.
Yeah, we both did
three together, right? And then I did.
We did. Two at City Hall and one at police. Police.
And then I did one more after that, waiting for my other appointment.
So yeah, thank you so much. And I just want to quickly also remind people that I have a show this Saturday. You're all more than welcome. Y'all can look up the flyer on my website. Everything is there. I'm going to be updating a bunch of that soon as well with Tig. Thank you guys so much. Email me as well if you want to get on the guest list and you're a badass human and you know that I would put you on the guest list.
Can I also thank everyone for who have been sending the books. I am so grateful.
Yes.
My place is looking like an Amazon warehouse. I can't wait to distribute them. Hopefully this is coming soon. But also if anyone could find it in their heart to send more, it'd be grateful, because I'm running into, like, I had a meeting today and like the Dunn office and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, like I'll read it, and I would like to go beyond just, like maybe the mayor's office. The more we can get out, or to Sunshine, because we bumped into Daniel from CHNC as well. So the more we can get this book out into the people that we're talking to, the better. Even in neighborhood councils, the more educated they're going to be. So I appreciate everything that's been sent.
Yeah, she's specifically talking about this book for now. I would love to get, the expert witness and everybody's books out, but we'll get there. But right now, this one, especially for Los Angeles area, and explaining the childhood life of a Sea Org member and a child Scientology.
For right now. So
Yeah,
it's
this
on
is
my
great.
Amazon wish list. I think there's still more available that can be purchased. And if you do, if you want to send like a Venmo or Cash App, just put book and then I'll order it immediately. And then hopefully next week you'll go with us right as we
Yep.
pass them out, and it's going to be exciting, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to do it.
Yep.
And we can tell them about it, and and instruct them and teach them something as we're handing them out.
Exactly. Okay, good. Amazing. And then one last thing. Remember, guys, this Friday, the bar meeting, please
Mm.
call in and report Kendrick Moxon. Um, it'll be 10 a.m., September 12th, Friday morning. Uh, I put details on the community board and on my Facebooks and stuff like that. So please do that. And again, before we leave on this video, please right now, tonight, in the next 2 hours, email me, please, down below, any mini clips. You can do a whole email with the bunch of links and the timestamps in between each one. It doesn't have to be a million emails. It can be whatever's easiest for you to send me. I will accept. Please, thank you so much. And this
Thank
includes
you.
Sea Org members, elderly abuse, the schedulings, their behaviors, their work, their health, their disabilities, EPF workers coming in, them working on public sidewalks or the streets, the public events that they have people working, building the sets, the things like that, all done. The security guards, corralling everybody, and just the overall Sea Org behaviors and yeah, abuses. That's what I would call it. But that's what we're looking at.
What
That's
it
what I'm
is.
specifically working on right now tonight. Okay. Thank you again so much,
Thank you,
Autumn.
everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you guys so much, everybody. See you very soon. And again, thank you in advance for all the info that y'all be sending me
Yep.
right
Thank
now
you,
to this
guys.
email.
You're
Thank
amazing. We
you.
can't. No one can
Bye.
do it. We can't do it without you guys. So
We can't do it without you guys.
no, the wind's
Hurry
making
up and
noise.
help me, please.
Help her. And I'll go through my stuff too. All right.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
going
and
to
you'll
do it too.
send me
I'll
stuff.
be sending. Okay.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love.